Kevin here, and where am I today? Well, I'm with Cynthia and she's walking away over that way, but I am stood on the village green in Lurgashall in West Sussex, and the only way I can describe this would be the quintessential view of a village green or a typical West Sussex village. I'll do a 360 so you can see where we are. Just up in the far corner there's a signpost that tells you can get to Hazelmere, Midhurst and different areas, North Chapel. So as I slowly pan round, you'll be able to see that this is, as I say, the quintessential view of an English village. Just a stunning setting. You've got timber frame buildings over there which has not been painted by the little village store, and as I come round further you've got another cottage there, again timber framed but has been painted. And one of the reasons for coming down here today is we want to go to the church, which is in the direction exactly where I'm pointing now, and then we've got the Noah's Ark pub. And when we got gentlemen there getting ready for cricket on the green. When I came down here about a month ago, there was actually a game going on, and that's the 360. But the game was going on here, but I'd forgotten to check the batteries in my audio recorder, so I had to scrub the idea of doing a video. And I noticed just now, just before I started doing this piece, that the batteries are very low again. So I daren't do too much at the moment, but the next thing I will do is head down into the church. So let me just leave you with a view of the Noah's Ark pub and the gentlemen getting ready for their cricket. Well, from the village green, we're now at St Laurence church in Lurgashall. Just going to go in through here, and thank you Cynthia, she opened the gate for me, very kind of her. And St Laurence church is actually stands half hidden really in the corner of the wooded corner of the lovely expanse of from the corner of the green, and it actually looks as if there's a service going on, so it looks like we might have to shorten this a little bit and just go in around the church for now. The spire is the first thing you can see. Well, you can't now because obviously it's hidden by the church. It's tucked away in this bottom corner. The first part of the spire was from the 14th century and is positioned in the southeast corner of the 11th century nave. So we just have a little bit of a wander down here through these big yew trees. The upper stage of the tower and spire are 15th century and built after a bequest. Just be very quiet as I walk down this way, and then we'll be able to pick up the sound of the organ playing. There's another huge yew tree here. But there's the tower. So I'm just going to step away from the door now, very quickly. Just wander around this way to show you the side view of the church. And you've got these huge slates on this lower section of, looks like a porch. Oh, there's a doorway into the church there, so I've got to be very careful. So I think I'm just going to stop here for now, and we'll have to come back a little bit later. This yew tree was planted by William Henry of Blackdown and Valewood on his 21st birthday, September the 6th, 1820. Well, Cynthia and I, while we're here, we're going to do a little walk, and we've got to go through that way, a field full of sheep. But as we were about to come and go over the stile, we had been looking at the yew trees on the south side of the church, I think it was. But then we noticed this. Even though we'd walked through this, you've got the first yew tree just here, and then as I pan round, you've got this complete line of yew trees, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 yew trees in this one row. And I've never seen a row of yew trees before. Now, they've clearly been planted. So we've got 8 in this row, and as I walk up this way, there's the one in the distance there, just at the back end of the church, or the front end of the church, sorry, which is the one that had the plaque on. So that's 9. Got another one there which I think is a yew tree, that's 10. And as I walk around this way, I walk around a little bit quicker, just over here on the other side of the graves here, there's 2 more. But down at the back end of the church there's another, I think, 3. So that's something like 13 yew trees in this one cemetery. At the moment we're just waiting to see if the church is going to empty, because when I came down here a few weeks ago it was actually open, so we're hoping to be able to get in there. But we'll see. I spoke to the vicar earlier on as I was wandering round, and he was just asking, he said, "What have you found?" And I said, "Pardon?" He said, "Are you a twitcher?" And I said, "No, sir." I said, "I'm not a twitcher." I said, "I'm making a video in Lurgashall." And I explained to him what the process is, and he was quite interested, but then he had to go and say cheerio to the parishioners as they were leaving. So we'll hang on for a little bit longer and then see if we can get inside. Well, the church is now empty, and just before we came back into the churchyard, we wandered down this path behind us, we spoke to a lovely couple, told us where the light switches were, which is great. But we're standing outside of this, which is described as a lean-to, and it's a 16th century lean-to, and it's just lovely with all the old timbers running along the side, with this lovely entrance there with all the timbers. But on the roof, as you can see, they've got these lovely huge slates. But this is the tower, which is on the southeast corner, and it's got the wooden shingle on the side, but a lovely big clock face on the side of the tower there. But we're going to go into the church now and have a look round. And just in here there is, as we enter the doorway, which is this huge door. That is quite incredible. The thing is, the church is open and the doors have been left open, but just in front of me we've got an 11th century font, and we've got the clock there, which is where the original north door was. And as we come round, we've got the pulpit there, and we come up into towards the altar and the nave, chancel, I mean. And I always get those two back to front, chancel or nave. But it's lovely, absolutely, it's very bright, and it's extremely well maintained. Lovely, tall, narrow windows, and the lights have just gone off. And I was just about to say they should be coming back on any second. The lights, that was lovely. Perfect timing. And just in this corner, I was looking for this. This is a 13th century piscina. Got these very tall, narrow windows all the way around the church. Some are clear glass, and some have got the lovely pattern in them. Reds and blues and a yellow in the flower in the centre. It's absolutely charming. It's the first time I've actually been into the church, or managed to get into the church where I could actually film. But the people we've spoken to since we've got here have been absolutely lovely. But the timbers in the roof are incredible. Huge cross beams, and the intricate workmanship of all the timbers in the roof. You can see where some of the timbers have got nail marks on them. And you've got the stained glass window at the end there, above the entrance door. And you've got the herringbone masonry there. And I think I read that was also 13th century. But just away in the corner here, got this great big ladder that goes up into the tower. A lovely stone arch here. And got the cords going up. It's lovely, absolutely charming. So you've got arches on the north and south side of the church. Another stained glass window just in front of me. Just have a wander into here. And we've got a list of the rectors of St Laurence. And we've got the most recent, 2019. So Cynthia's now running to turn the lights back on. I can't actually read the earliest entry on there. But absolutely fascinating. It's fascinating to have that history of all the rectors. But let me just have a, which I like to do sometimes, just to give you a different viewpoint from where the vicars would stand, looking down onto the parishioners in the pews and looking towards the font there and the doorway. Lovely. I'm so pleased we were able to get in here today. So let me just go back down the steps. And I'll give you one more view towards the altar. And not forgetting, of course, the organ and the organ pipes. We've just come through a field over behind these hedges, and we weren't quite sure which way we had to go, but we've got to go down this way through these ponds, or past these ponds, not through them, gladly. But when you look down there, you can see the fish moving in the water. The water levels are quite low, but of course there's still plenty of water in there for them, I'm assuming, but the water's very, very murky. And just over here we've got this lovely view of this fabulous pond with a lovely weeping willow on an island. That is just stunning. And we've got the water lilies out in flower. But the setting is at the back of this house here. Just absolutely lovely. And just here to my left, got another willow tree. And I saw a sign just now which points this way, I think.
Through the willow.
Through the willow tree. How lovely is that? So we're heading up through the back of this farmland now. And heading up this way. Some lovely old farm buildings here. Lovely old stonework. Tiled roofs, and we got the wood cladding on the back of that one there, which is a barn. And then here we go. Up. Just drop back and pick up that. Up through this gate. Be interesting to see where this goes, but we can't be out too long because we decided not to bring our coats with us, and they forecast rain later on, but not until we get back from the walk, supposedly. But we'll see what happens. We're leaving the horses behind, and we've just come over this very, very rickety stile. But we're heading down into this woodland now. I do love a mixture of walks where you've got fields and then woods and different areas like that. So Cynthia's down there ahead of me as usual, walking down this what would be quite a slippery slope if it was very wet. We've got a bridge just here. I can't imagine there's much of a stream there, but quite a step up. Well, there is a stream there, but pretty dry really, apart from some pools of water. But we're in the typical type of woodland that you find on most of our walks. So we've got to head up this way now. But as usual, we're surrounded by holly, hazel, beech, oak. But we have no idea where we're going, where this goes to. We've got no map or anything to guide us. So it's very much reliant on just finding our way around, really. Here we go, usual thing, an aeroplane above us. And the wind is beginning to get up a bit, which is a little bit of a concern. Another style. This one looks much sturdier. We have noticed the styles that we've had to climb over, which has been several, they've not been very well maintained at all. So I've got more sheep in this little field or meadow perhaps, and we've got to follow this path around here. Well, we've completed our walk. Not as long as we thought it was going to be by quite a long way, but we're back in Lurgashall village, as you can see, with the people all gathered outside the pub there. But we've got the backdrop of the churchyard at St Laurence in Lurgashall. But we've been talking about walks and that we want to do and where we want to go to for, you know, with Steve as well. Steve's actually on holiday at the moment, or no, back today. Back today. So we look forward to the next walk, which I've got to plan. Anyway, this will be Kevin and Cynthia saying bye bye, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.